Well, it's Tuesday before the hurricane, and it's 4:28. I wanted to take a little bit of video of the inside of my home. I took still pictures of this earlier, but I've moved away from the wall that's nearest the tree that the city owns that concerns me falling. So I've moved away. My vintage Hammond organ and the piano I grew up with, a Baldwin Acrosonic that was bought about 1960, so that if the corner of my house has a problem, I should be good. All of my electronic instruments are in the back of the house, and this is where my home studio is. So I wanted to show that everything is working. This is the computer where I record music, and I guess I'll run down the entire instrument list. I play through Electro Voice BK315 speakers. It's an older speaker with excellent sound. It's got a 15-inch speaker and two horns, and I use for amplification this Crest Audio amplifier. Also an older one. The new ones don't sound the same as these guys do. Next to it on the floor is a Soundcraft Notepad 12FX mixing board. It's used primarily for the Roland VK8, which is a Hammond organ copy. And next to that is a Korg, and this is a Trinity, but it's a special Trinity. It's a Trinity V3, which I don't know if you can see that up under there. But anyways, what this does is, well, for one, it's a synthesizer. You see, this is a lead guitarist patch. But also what this does, actually there's a gazillion different sounds in here. Just to pick another one, here's a mandolin. But primarily I use this synthesizer, the Korg, to control all the stuff that's in my rack. And actually it can control these too, but so to give you an overview of that quickly. Okay, right now, as you can see, it's set to control the Kurzweil, which is over here doing a classic electric piano sound. Down here is a SCSI drive. Let me get my hands out of the way. A SCSI drive and a CD-ROM drive for all the old sounds that the Kurzweils did. Got quite a library. Anyways, when this thing controls the Kurzweil for like a piano, and then I can dial this up to the next instrument in the rack above the Kurzweil, which is the Roland U220, which is set up right now to play an choir. So that sounds like this. Alright, and the next one up the road is the JD990, and that's this one. You're not going to hear it right now because I bought this a while ago, the Proteus 2000, and I'm using that in its place, so I took the wires out of the back of that. And so this is doing a airy clarinet. Alright, so the next sound this one's controlling is the Hammond XF1. That's another Hammond sound like the first keyboard. That's over here. And this is controlled by this thing here, which is the controller, and also will patch into a real Leslie. So when we're controlling that, it sounds like this. Alright, let's see what else is in here. Next one it's going to control is the JD800. That's this one. So I can play it really right here. And let me get it to sustain a note. Whoops. No, I won't do that right now. The sound does not allow me to sustain. So what I want to show you. That the controllers all work good. Alright, on top of that is this one. This one actually controls its own. This is a Prophet 08, but it also controls this Minimoog clone called the Model D. So right now I've got this turned down. I'm going to turn, they're both turned down. I'll turn the Prophet up. Wonderful instrument. Just to pick a different sound. Weird. Okay, let's turn this one down. So now we're not hearing that. Let's turn the Mini, well, I call it a Minimoog, but it's a Model D. Let's make it sustain a little longer. Alright, so everything is being fed. Oh, you know what? There's one more. There's the Yamaha FS1R. That's a unique piece of a gear. It's basically a DX7 on steroids. I've got it set right now to do a common DX sound. I realize the camera work is poor when I'm trying to play notes. I'm poor at both, so forgive me. Anyways, everything on this other gear here that you've already heard. Oh, there's an effects device here that you're hearing too. It's a stereo effects processor called an SE50. Right now it's giving us delay and reverb, for example, on the Prophet. If everything were turned down. Let me show you. Here's a lot more of it. Hear the echoes? Anyways, they're kind of subdued because of how I got the board set. The board is a Mackie 140 VLZ. And again, that's running into both the computer for the recording program, as well as into the amp and into the speakers. Above the speakers is a HP laser printer. Over here is a Canon inkjet printer for color. I monitor everything through Altec Lansing monitor speakers and an Altec Lansing subwoofer on the floor. And anyways, bunch of rock and roll gear, tons of vinyl, software and stuff. Hope everything stays safe.